Hey, listen, in this video today, I'm going to be busting a myth that I've been seeing surface all too frequently recently in the Amazon selling community. The myth is that you can build a business on Amazon with longevity by just selling one product. It's a myth, it's false. In this video, I'm telling you why, and I'm doing it right now. Welcome to the video today. Thanks so much for joining me here on the channel. And listen, if it is your first time here, if you've somehow stumbled upon my ugly mug, then I want to encourage you that if you're someone who wants to build a business that frees them up from the grip that money can so easily place over time, then make sure you do hit the subscribe button below with notifications on so you can be well on your way to that financial freedom. Listen, I want to talk to you about a myth today. I want to talk to you about something that I am seeing all too often in the Amazon community. Now, I am certainly not in the habit of like guru bashing, right? As much as there are times when I hear about people that are saying things about selling on Amazon who aren't actually really selling on Amazon and so on and so forth, that those can be frustrating times, but I have made a decision that I'm not someone who is going to, I'm just going to do my thing. I'm just going to try and show people how I am, selling 6 figures a year on Amazon and how the strategies that I'm using day in, day out may be able to help other people do the same, right? I'm focusing on what I'm doing and maybe helping some other people do the same. So I'm not in the habit of guru bashing or having a go at other people or putting somebody else up in flames on my YouTube channel, and I probably never will. And today certainly is not that. But I've seen this trend, this mentality, or this even suggestion from a whole bunch of different places, and I get asked it personally in my inbox a bunch of times. I've been asked it on my Amazon FBA UK forum, which link for is in the description below. And it's this question: can I build a business on Amazon with just one product? Just one product. If you launch one product and it's a success, can it change my life? And I wanted to address this, guys, because I think it's a really unhealthy way to think about building this business. I'd even go as far as to say this, that if you want to build a business with longevity on Amazon, then you will never do it by just selling one product. And now there's a whole ton of people out there that are suggesting to you that you can have your life changed and build a business on Amazon by just selling one product, when the reality is that the one product that they're trying to sell is a training program that you pay them for, right? And so I'm not against that. I sell a training program. I'm not against selling courses. I'm not against selling information. I've worked for years really, really hard to compile the vast amount of knowledge that I've packaged into my paid training program. I offer one-to-one support and coaching. I pour my time and effort into the students that come into my paid program. So there has to be some kind of exchange for that. So I'm not against the paid aspect of it, but what I am against is people selling the dream that if you just do this one easy thing, your life will be changed. And unfortunately, building a business on Amazon is not easy, right? It's not something that just happens overnight, that just throw one product up onto Amazon and everything will change. No, there are some maths behind this. There are some realities behind this that I think as new sellers, you need to understand before you dive into this so that your expectations can be realistic. So what I thought I would do is go through some of the maths with you about what it's going to take for you if you want to launch a business selling on Amazon with just one product that's going to change your life. I want to show you the maths of what that takes, and then why that might not be the most realistic way to look at building this business, and maybe some other options with how to go about building this business. So let's jump into the computer, take a look at some of the real information, the reality and the truth behind what this is going to take. Okay, so let's look at some of the maths that might create a challenge with this ideology and this how you might structure this business when setting up a business that's going to be based all around one product, right? One product that's going to change your life, that you can build a 6-figure business, because that's what most people that would suggest this business model would point towards. They would say, find a product that you can see do 6 figures in revenue every year that you can build your business on, right? So let's take that, and with then looking at obviously a product that's going to do at least £100,000 a year. Let's break that down, and just for the ease of the maths, say we're looking at a product that's going to do £10,000 plus per month on the Amazon platform. First thing I would say about that is that that is more than doable. There are hundreds of products, thousands of products that are selling this amount of money on Amazon every single month. When we actually filter it down about what products might be achievable for us as new private label sellers, then we are maybe going to find that they are actually much fewer in number. The first thing I would say is a lot of them would be branded products, things like Nike, Adidas clothes, and PlayStation games, and Amazon Echoes, and etc., which for us as private label sellers we're never going to compete with. When it comes to your everyday goods, like your stuff you'd find around the home, or that you could use for hobbies or for babies or for pets or whatnot, then you are then becoming a bit more limited in what is possible, especially in the lower price range of goods, what is possible to make this amount of money. So you've got that. You also need to remember that not only are we looking at demand for this, we're also looking at the competition. So not only do we need to find a product that's doing around this month, we also need to find one that is doing a low amount of that it has a low amount of competition. We also want to find a product on our Amazon listings. When we come to the page where we search for this product, and we've got, depending on the category you're in, you might have 16 or so different results for that search term. And on that page 1 of the search results, you're going to want to make sure that amongst these listings, it's not just one listing, say this one here, that's doing your 10K a month, and then this one's doing 1K, 2K, 2K. And it's very low, but this one here is taking the lion's share of the revenue. What that suggests is that this person here, this brand, this company, this product is actually eating up most of the market, and as a new seller it's going to make it difficult for us to compete. So we don't just need to find one product that's doing this kind of revenue, we need to find a whole range of products that, say for instance this one's doing 9, 8, 11,000, all the way through that first page result. We want to see consistent numbers to know that it is a market that we as a new seller could enter into. So you can see that though there are many products doing these kind of revenue figures, products that are suitable for us when just starting out, it becomes fewer and far between. And this is why I'm making this video, guys, because it's so frustrating for new sellers to do product research with this mentality. This mentality that I need to find a product that's doing 6 figures a year, £10,000 a month or more. We've been sold so much content on YouTube, etc., that there are so many goldmine opportunities out there. And don't get me wrong, the opportunity to build a business on Amazon is incredible. But I really believe that the days of looking for one goldmine product really are days that we need to move away from if we're going to build healthy businesses that have longevity. And not only that, if we are to keep our sanity when doing product research. And this is why I want to make this video, to encourage you maybe perhaps with another approach later on. Right, so those are some of the the thoughts behind actually finding one of these products. But what about the maths behind when if I do find one of these products, say for instance it's a new product that's a new market, new demand, or for whatever reason it's just untapped at the moment, people haven't found it yet, and for whatever reason, on the off chance you find one of these, let's look at some of these maths. So we're going here on this figure of 10K per month. What that looks like if we are looking at 25% net margins after all your expenses, all your costs, which is a healthy figure and a reasonable figure to look at, then what you're looking at is £2,500 per month in profit. And now if, again, making the assumption that then you as the business owner would pay yourself 100% every penny of the profits from the business, £2,500 a month, which is not a sustainable model, can I just say. But if you did do that and you paid yourself £2,500 a month, some people would sit there and say, well, hey, look, that's a decent amount of money. It's higher than the national average wage in the UK. I would leave my job for that amount of money, and I would love £2,500 a month. And whilst I would say, sure, that may be true, depending on your circumstances, that may be a great amount of money for you. The problem in that lies within, in that there are potential challenges that come with this business model. I'm going to talk in a moment, stick around, because I'll talk about some of the potential issues you may face that may cause you more trouble with this business model, that may actually affect the level of that £2,500. But let's just go on the assumption for a minute that you are working towards being able to take this £2,500 a month out of the business, that's going to pay you that amount, right? But in order to get there is going to take some time. I would estimate it's going to take you at least 6 months, probably more like 12 months. And here's the reason why. Let's look at the first 6 months and let's take a look at some figures, right? We're going to look at the month here, the sales, the revenue, and what's coming in and what's going out. All right, let's just sort of break this down month by month so you can understand what it's going to take to launch a business that's based on one product. Month zero, day zero is arrived, your stock has arrived at the Amazon warehouse. Forget all the stuff that's gone before it. That's another video for another time. You're not going to make any sales or made any revenue. Nothing's coming in, but what has gone out is some money for your stock. I'm going to use some assumed figures here of £5 per unit for your stock, and that you're going to sell it at £20 per product, right? And because this is going to be like a high demand product that you've found, maybe it's selling around 500 units a month, you're going to order 1,000 units because maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but you're going to go for it because this is a really high demand product. So you're going to order 1,000 units at £5. That's a £5,000 initial investment, right? But then you're going to go and obviously sell that product for £20 per product, and you're going to be looking at in month one. You're going to launch well, it's going to go well, you're going to get to the top of page one, and then you're going to sell 500 units in your first month, which is a great 10k a month. And you're like, wow, this whole one product thing, this works, and I've just made 10k, I've made 10k, when actually you haven't made 10k. You've immediately made Jeff Bezos around £3,500, and then what he's going to pay you is around £6,500, depending on your fulfillment fees and a few other variables. But on average, when you include VAT on your Amazon fees, that's about the figure you're going to be looking at, projecting at getting into your bank account over that month. Obviously, that's on a delayed time period too. I'm not going to go into all of that, but just to make things easier, £6,500 has gone into your account. Right, so you are up by £1,500 here after your initial £500 investment. Great. Month two, another 500 units sold. Revenue, £10,000. Great. 6,500 comes into your account. Thank you, Jeff. You've now got £13,000 in revenue that's come in, which leaves you at £8,000 in the positive. Okay, so this is great, but a lot of you that are good at maths, you're going to realize that at month two, 500 plus 500 is this initial 1,000 unit investment that we made. So that means you are sold out of your stock of your one product. And remember, as you're building a one product business, this is your only product. This is the only revenue you've got. And so month three, more than likely, you're going to end up with no sales, no revenue, and nothing coming in. Unless you ordered more than 1,000 units, unless your sales aren't this much, which would also mean that your revenue is not that much, unless at some point during this time period in here, you are going to have reordered your stock. I would imagine that at some point around here, you began to freak out and you ordered more stock with your supplier. You used some of this money to maybe order more stock, but you as a good business person, you know that this stock is selling fast. I don't want to keep stocking out because that's not good for my business or my revenue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually invest in a larger amount of stock, maybe 1,500 units of stock. Of course, that's going to cost me more. So that's going to cost me £7,500 on my stock. So I've had this, I've got this 8K here from these 2 months that of revenue that's given me an 8K net figure after my initial investment. So that gives me the £7,000 for my stock. It's going to leave me almost about break even, and it's probably going to give me at least 1 month, maybe two, where I don't have stock in. Maybe you could get some more capital and you could have made this stock investment a little bit earlier, but let's go on the assumption that you are just working off the capital you've made in this business. If by some miracle you are able to get this stock in by that end of month three, you've done it super quick, your supplier has done you an absolute solid, then you are looking at month four, sure, you're going to have your 500 sales back in again, you're going to have your 10K revenue again. Jeff's going to take his 35% cut. He needs it because he got divorced recently. Thank you very much, Jeff. I'm going to take my 3,500 and I'm going to give you 6,000 £6,500 into your bank account. So you are plus 7,500. Very basic figures. There would be some other costs involved, but this is to give you an idea of the basics. £7,500 you are up. So you're cheering, I'm making money. Oh man, I am the next Jeff Bezos. I am a product tycoon. Month 5. 500 units, 10k. This is getting good. This is consistent. I like it. Money's coming back in. Life is good again. And you're going to be up here around the positive of 13k or something. I'm doing these figures on the fly. So somewhere in that region, right? I'm going to be, cash flow positive, or at least it feels like it, until I realize again that I'm 1,000 units into my 1,500 unit order. I really need to order some stock. So you can see where 6 months in, and you're beginning to realize that actually this 13k that I am up from, my initial investment, I'm probably now going to want to order 2,000 units, because again, I don't like the stress of running out of stock. I want to get into some positive cash flow situation. And so my stock then is probably going to cost me around £10,000, right? So then I'm going to have maybe 3k left, and then the process starts again. And you can see from this scenario that within 6 months you are unlikely to be able to start taking a consistent amount of money every month out of your business. Probably what it actually is going to take you is around about 12 months of solid work and reinvesting those profits before you can take some money out of the business. And now listen, that's great. 12 months in, I've got a business where I can take some money out, but all of that effort, a year's worth of work, and all you can take out really is up to, maybe if you are really taking a massive chunk of the profit out, is around £2,000 out of the business, maybe, because you need to leave a little bit of a buffer in there just to maintain. And then all you're doing is maintaining that business, because it can't grow because you're taking all the profit out. And then there are some issues that you may face with that product that may cause you even more cash flow issues going on. What happens when you launch a product and you focus just on one product that's high in demand, and you are trying to get in, you are rushing to get stock in, and you are just like that duck that looks serene on the surface but is just going mental underneath. What happens with that is you put all of this time, energy and effort into getting this one product to where you need it to be, only to then find you could face some other issues that then may affect that even more. And now I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. The reason is because I do know what I'm talking about. Let me show you one of my products in my Amazon back end. All right, so I'm here in the business reports of one of my Amazon accounts, and you'll see here that this product here, obviously I can't show the ASINs, but what this product is actually the same product. Basically around about 4 months through last year, we actually did like a flat file update to turn it from a single variation product into a multiple variation product. Bit of a confusing process, but that has caused it to be listed under 2 parent ASINs for this year. So when you actually look at this year's figures, it's not 2 separate ones, but for last year, you see here 2018, first to the first, and all the way through to the end. This one is shown to you separately, but this is actually the same product. I'm going to refresh the page here just so you can see this is legit. Right, and you will see these are the numbers here, right? So I know how the cash flow of one product that does really well, that does 6 figures or more a year. I know how the cash flow works because I have a product that does that kind of revenue, right? So you see here, ordered product sales, 63,000, and then also 47,000. So this one product alone did around about £110,000 last year, just on the UK. This is just UK marketplace, and you'll see this session percentage here shows you the percentage of all of our products, how many people were viewing these products. So you can see that this takes up around about just over 1/3 of all of our traffic, and it's about around about 1/3 of our current sort of revenue just on the UK marketplace. And so you can see that, well, I know what I'm talking about with one product dominating a business, because it's a business that it's an aspect of the business that I run that we have to contend with all the time. And whilst this is a great thing, and this product has really helped us launch other products and do great things, this product has been a challenging journey of cash flow, right? Because The margins are around about 25% net margins, nothing crazy. And it did take us initially a long time in order to get in a good flow of getting the right amount of stock in, and to be able to deal with the amount of sales that were coming in. And so I know from experience what this actually looks like to run a product that is doing really well, that's high demand product, right? And therefore I also know some of the challenges that come with it. Let's talk about some of those challenges for a minute. See, the problem is if we base our whole business upon one product, if we just want to launch one product to build a business that's got longevity, the chances are we may face, in the future, we may face some challenges. You see, the Amazon platform can be something that is challenging at times. It can be something that is volatile at times. And let me talk about a few of the issues you may face if you're building a business around one product. The first problem is a listing issue. You might face a listing issue whereby Amazon shuts your listing down. You might get an infringement claim against your listing. You might get negative reviews on your listing. You know, you might get someone returning one of your products saying that it was used, which Amazon really don't like to, you know, that kind of complaint. And these are not particularly common, these issues, but they do happen, right? And so I've had this listing that I just showed you, the 6-figure listing, I've had it shut down before. I can tell you it's not a nice experience. I was fortunate enough to be in the position where we had other products that were bringing revenue in. But if you base your whole business upon this one product and the listing gets shut down, you got no revenue coming in. You got nothing else in the pipeline. You got no other diversification to help that revenue keep coming in, and you are in trouble. Next issue you could face, of course, is a stock issue, staying in stock, as I tried to sort of demonstrate in sketching out the example before. Over that first year especially is going to be a challenge. If it's something that's selling quickly, getting the funds in and then resent to your supplier in order to get that stock in is going to be a challenge. You could face a competitor issue. No one likes it, but the reality is that as Amazon grows, the competition is growing too. And you know, we face a lot less of it in the UK and Europe than in America, but it does happen. I've got a friend that's selling in the supplements you know, category right now, and they're facing some competitor issues. Supplements is a hugely competitive market, and there is some black hat tactics used by competitors, and they are facing issues with their listing, and again, that is causing them some challenges. And if you base your whole business on one product alone, that's going to cause you some issues too. And finally, you could face a market issue. You could go all guns blazing into a product that every bit of data, every bit of research is showing you that this is a great product, but in a year's time, that market may change. The world it doesn't stand still, it moves, right? And so the markets sometimes change, and you have to adapt, and you have to expand and diversify, because if the market changes and your whole business is built around one product alone, then you're going to face some challenges. So listen guys, I'm not saying one product can't change your life. One product could change your life, right? It's a possibility. But what I want to encourage you to do is to stop looking for that one product that's going to change your life. It's the looking for that one product that's going to cause your business to explode and change everything for you, that sometimes, often, more than often, is actually holding you back. Rather than looking for this one product that's going to change everything, why don't you look to build a brand, to build a company, to build a range of products that are actually going to meet the needs of your customers and help you build a business that has longevity, a business that is problem proof. You know that when problems come your way, such as the diversity of your business, that it can actually withstand a challenge in certain areas, right? And sometimes there will be a little bit more work. You are going to have to manage a few more listings. You are going to have to manage a few more stock levels, but don't underestimate yourself, your ability to do that, because actually you are more than able to do that. And also the tools that are available to you today in the Amazon selling space are so much better than they've ever been, that it actually makes running this business far easier than it could be, right? So I want to encourage you, stop looking for that magic product, stop looking for that dream product, stop looking for the home run, and start looking to build a business that has longevity on Amazon. And maybe leave me a comment below. If you disagree with me, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'm up for a healthy debate. I'm more than happy to, be proved wrong by some data or some other. I'm more than happy to hear other people's opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying it's fact. This is just my experience and my opinion. But I would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you're just getting started with selling on Amazon, I do have a free ebook that you can pick up in the description below, and you can read all about how I've built my Amazon business to this stage and how you can do the same too. If you've liked the video, if you want more content like this, make sure you hit my face below, click that subscribe button, turn the notifications on so you know when I'm coming back with another video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. I'll see you real soon.